Hey Marvel fans, I'm Paul Hill, sketch card artist for Upper Deck, and you are listening to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast.
Hello everybody, my name is Ian Taylor and welcome to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast, brought to you by, guess who? The Marvel Cards Fan Collective. Yes, and you're probably one of those people. An awesome community of card collectors and creators. And a few speculators and flippers, but what are you going to do? You can find our two groups on Facebook, details of which are at the end of this podcast. So come check us out. With me, as always, is my co-pilot in all things Marvel Cards. Knowing he's not a sports guy, I once told him of my love of American football in a long email message. Unfortunate punctuation errors meant that for years, he's been under the impression that Tom Brady owns 6 superb owls. It's knowing rad.
Wait, he doesn't own owls?
Not in the Harry Potter kind of sense, no.
Ah, that's bullshit. What is this, man? You gonna break this to me live on air? No, I'm devastated.
Well, you know.
And you know, it's so sad. I'm so not a sports person that I don't even understand the joke, really.
That's what I was hoping for. That's what
I was like, I have no clue what any of that meant.
So Super Bowls. Superb owl. So if you move the space, it's just that's the
right.
Audience, it's never good when you have to explain the joke, is it? No, Ian, it's not.
Nope.
No.
And
so the reason
is our audience a bunch of people from Munchkin Land? Like what is that? No, Ian, we don't.
I kind of visualize them as Oompa Loompas, and not Oompa Loompas from the Tim Burton version, but Oompa Loompas from the
oh god, dude.
From the what's his name? Gene Wilder version. There we go. Gene Wilder. I'm about to unleash that movie on my daughter. I've just read of the book.
It's scary, man. That's a scary movie, Willy Wonka.
What the Gene Wilder one?
The Gene Wilder one? Yeah, man, the tunnel scene. That scene messed me up a little bit when I was a kid. You don't remember?
No, it's been a long time since I saw it. I think the last time
tunnel was great.
Was in my 20s, and I was on quite a lot of pot at the time, so I might have.
Mine was last night on acid, so I remember it, but maybe I'm remembering something else.
You're still tripping, aren't you?
No. What?
So
get this microphone.
I've got no idea where I got to because we went on such a time sideways.
That was your fault. I had nothing to do with that.
Well, hang on, Gene
talking
Wilder,
about owls and Willy Wonka.
Before that, I know we were talking about sports. So the reason I say that is because as we record today, it's Super Bowl Sunday. So I'm guessing you'll not be watching the Super Bowl.
That's what's going on. I was wondering what all the commotion was. I got the deal on chips at the grocery store, and that's the only reason today was special. But yes, I'm glad. Apparently, it's a big deal today too. I don't know why. I think the Super Bowl seems like the teams this year seem as if they're a big deal. Someone described it to me as Yoda meeting the child or something.
Literally, yeah. So basically, listen. By the time people hear this episode, it will have gone one of two ways, and it'll be like hindsight is 20/20. And it'll be like, what are you guys talking about? But right. It's so Tom Brady has won 6 Super Bowls now with the New England Patriots. He left the Patriots and he's just played the end of his first season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay. On going to the Bucs, he has the first half of their season was touch and go, but he seemed to find his rhythm, and such is his skill as a quarterback and the way that team has come together in that he's now in another Super Bowl this evening. So, his team have won their side of the thing. So he's now in another Super Bowl, and the team they're playing are the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's Patrick Mahomes, who's a young quarterback. He's 25. Tom Brady's 43. So, he's kind of tail end, but still playing well. And Mahomes is 25, and he won the Super Bowl last year, and he's incredible. Like, he's really good. He's the next kind of generation of quarterback.
Wow.
But Tom Brady is kind of regarded as the GOAT. greatest of all time because of how many super.
Not an actual goat,
Not
which
an
I was
actual
very
goat.
confused about when I first heard it.
No. I'm sure that there are some scenarios where you drop that acid and you'll see a goat running around the field, throwing the football.
There's one right behind you. Well, what color is his uniform now?
Red-ish, I think. Red, yeah.
And what was the Patriot color? Blue?
White with blue. In fact, I'll show you because we were going to talk about.
That's so last season. I mean, I'm glad he switched over.
Basically, this is so basically, because I've been getting into my NFL cards, as you know. So that's Tom Brady in his NFL Patriots uniform.
Looks like Dan Marino. Cool.
In that he's a man and he's holding a football. That's probably as close as that goes because Tom Brady and Dan Marino don't look anything like.
I think I learned about football when I first watched Ace Ventura.
I knew you were going to go there. I knew
that's as far as my knowledge. Yeah. It's true. It
is. You know what? That's not bad. And there's a Contenders 2019 Tom Brady card.
You know what? The more and more I see sports cards, they really know how to design them. Like, I can't wait for Marvel to start doing more of these like bold designs because they're just so cool looking. Look, man,
that's the previous year Contenders set. That's season 2.
That looks sick, dude, with the ticket and everything like that. It's amazing.
Really good. It's really good the way they do them. And you know, I mean, it is a never-ending quest collecting NFL cards because they make so many of them.
That's what I heard. I heard it's crazy.
It is crazy, but you get really cool things like, you know, jerseys and signatures.
Yes, I love those.
It's really cool. I mean, that's a sticker.
I saw something on YouTube. It wasn't. I don't think it's NFL. It's Flawless. I don't know what it is.
It is NFL. I believe it's in other sports, but it is NFL Flawless. You can get
perfect. Okay, yeah, it was really cool. It's like really high end stuff. But
they are really
gorgeous, man. Yeah, gorgeous pieces of cardboard.
I've got a couple that are that scale. I don't have any Flawless. I've got some Immaculate, and that's a pretty top end NFL brand. But anyway, folks aren't tuning in to hear about NFL cards, and I've got no idea where my Immaculate card is. Oh, it's over there. So it's way out of reach, so I'm not going to go and get it. Hello, everybody. Hey, let's start talking to the audience, I suppose. Welcome, folks.
Yes.
So as you hear this, you will either be happy that the Patriots won. The Patriots didn't win. The Patriots were terrible this season. What am I talking about? You will be happy that the Buccaneers won, or you'll be happy that Kansas City Chiefs won, or you'll just not give a flying monkeys. So, you know.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. Well, it's Florida, so I figured you'd be more inclined to cheer for.
What the? Wait, what? Buccaneers is Florida?
Yeah, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, Tampa Bay. I'm from Miami, baby.
I know, but it's still Florida.
Dolphins. Yeah, I mean, Florida's a shithole.
Dolphins,
I mean, like, Florida's like a massive place. I mean, it's yeah.
Well, so's America, dear. So's America.
Well, I know that. I live here, mother. I'm just telling you that Florida is a giant cesspool, okay?
It is a big state. And virtually everyone we know and have ever interviewed seems to come from
What is that, by the way? Why is everyone from Florida? It's insane.
I've got no idea. It's
insane. No, it's
I mean, I'm not. I mean, I'm sure I'll do some family tree stuff and I'll find it.
You probably are.
I'm the son of a gator. But
it's not Africa. That's the origin of life. It's Florida.
Yeah. I quite like that idea, actually. Yeah, no, I watched the film last night. We watched the film. It's just new out on Amazon Prime because, you know, a lot of films are getting released on Amazon or Netflix now. They normally go to the cinema, and it was actually pretty good. It's called Greenland. And it's about...
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, it literally came out this week, and it's Gerard Butler. This is Sparta! Gerard Butler. And Marina Baccarin, who folks will know from Firefly and Serenity, but also
this is Firefly. She doesn't say that, but
she doesn't say that. No. Okay. But she is Deadpool's squeeze in the Deadpool movies as well. So that's where you'll know her from.
Oh, she's really great. I like her a lot.
Yeah, she's lovely. She's a truly beautiful actress. So she's in it as well, and it's about a comet that's kind of going to do a near flyby of Earth and then splits up and then pieces start to hit. So kind of Deep Impact style, but it's actually really good because it focuses on what happens to them as a family. as they're trying to.
That's nice. I always prefer
make a
that.
journey across America.
Like disaster movies.
Yeah.
It's always better when you have like that kind
really
of focus. Good. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's a really
I have to check out
it's a
Greenland.
nice film. Yeah, recommended. So that's Ian's movie recommendation of the week, folks.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about cards, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things. PMG. How's about that for a segue?
That was nailed it. That was good. That was really impressive.
That was good.
That was good.
Right.
Probably top 5.
Thanks. So
PMGs.
up here because you said you were going to tell me something.
Yes. Okay. So there's been a lot of cray going on in the hob, and I have
It's cray in the hob, baby.
Cray in the hob. It's going to be a segment on our show. So I've been looking through my collection and looking through stuff and making sure I'm covered, which I'm sure everybody else is doing, in terms of like making sure we're not missing anything before it's impossible to get anything. Prices will fall and all that good stuff, but at least, just to make sure.
The value of investments rise as well as fall. Yeah,
as well as fall.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was like, next thing is going to be holograms and PMGs, I'm sure. So let me go ahead and make sure I'm locked in on both. Even though I'm still missing the green surfer, which is just going to be painful to get. Was able to get
Marvel Retro.
Yeah, so 2013 Fleer Retro Marvel. So that was the first set that came out that really emulated the whole sports side of collecting, between parallels like Jambalayas and TI-22s and acetate cards and all this Intimidate cards. All this kind of cool stuff came out, including PMGs. Some people would argue that the Marvel Metal set from the 95 has the original PMGs, but I think the Precious Metal Gems is sports Fleer Retro 2013. Anyway, that was the first year, which is why it's impossible to find these. Anyway, fortunately, a very nice person cracked a case, and they had still in their possession a blue Surfer, which is numbered out of 50. So there's 3 color variants out of that set. There's red, blue, and green. Red being 100 or 99. Pretty much, I think it's 100.
Yeah. Well, 99 will be 100.
I think it's actually 100, not 99.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? Oh, look. The blue is 50, which I'll double check. And then, of course, you have the 10, which is a nightmare to get, which are green. Anyway, they had the blue. They still had it. They showed me a picture of it, and it looked gorgeous.
Oh,
primo gorgeous. And these don't show up for me. I never find them. So someone's has a full collection of surfers that they have multiples of, I'm sure. But anyway, I haven't been able to find them, and I've had this blue for a while. But when I saw their blue, it was beautiful. I mean, it was crisp. It looked good. So hopefully, and we'll know by the time the show airs, and I'll put a post about this on this little grading journey. I'm going to have a little grade journey and get this card graded. Nice. I have a lot of friends in the whole graded thing, and I've been wanting to do this for 6 months. I've told Ian about I've been building up a little graded collection of surfers because before they weren't expensive. And anyway, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to send this blue in. Nice. We'll see what happens from then. Yeah, I'm really excited. So I'm getting my homie graded gamer to help me out.
Hey, Amanda.
Our friend of our show, who's just fantastic and always a good person.
Amanda's a hero.
Amanda's a rock star. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it, man, because I really love how pretty those cards are. So I'm really looking forward. They're beautiful. So even if it's not a high grade, it's still going to be in better condition than the one I have. So I'm happy regardless. But yeah, brings me to my next thing that I was going to share with everybody.
By the way, before you go, I've just looked it up.
Yes.
It is to 100. Red gems are to 100. Blue gems are numbered to 50, and green are numbered to 10. And I know the green is the one that you're still after, but from Fleer Retro 2013, that is the skinny.
Yeah, it really does go to the number. Yeah, the Rittenhouse stuff did that too. With the Marvel Universe Chaos War, all the Marvel Universe ones that had the variations to the diamond, and they went all the way up too. And then the numbers started changing. Now they're doing 99 and stuff like that. I wonder what part of that is the change. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm serious. I think I'm going to get the collection graded.
Your existing collection, yeah?
Yeah, I think that's what's going to come down. I don't think I'll send the stuff that I can't have outside of my possession because I would be very nervous about losing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to do a little archive of it graded. I don't know. It seems like it's the time, and I'm not really hunting down anything that's going to cost me crazy money.
Yeah.
And before the surfer comes back, which he will in a couple of years, I'm sure. You know what I mean? I'll have everything graded, money spent, money saved, and ready to continue the hunt.
Yeah.
And whenever he comes back. But this might be my journey for the next year and a half or 2 years, is just getting all my stuff graded.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I'm more than happy to buy cards that have already been graded, but I've got no interest or patience for going through the process myself. So, which is why, someone like Amanda, I would trust to say, I've just busted this product and I've just, found this of your character and I think it's going to grade pretty well. Are you interested in, that kind of thing I'd be interested in. But otherwise, I'm just like, you know what? Someone's already got it and they stick it up on eBay, that's fine. But if they stick it up on eBay for $800, they can take a running jump into the nearest river. But that's
but that's what's going on.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I'll just wait until I was once talking to someone who had a kid around the same time as me. And this is kind of my current mindset about it, because otherwise I'm going to go nuts. Is he had a little baby girl, and his baby girl, like our baby girl, she would cry a lot, as babies do, and there's different schools of thought on this. Some parents are very much the cry out kind of thing, which we read studies on that says actually it causes quite a lot of stress and behavioural issues in children, can do, but that was very much his school of thought. And I remember talking to him once, and he goes, "Oh, I don't know what to tell you, mate. We just shut the door and let her get on with it." So I'm kind of like, never mind, I'm just going to shut the door and let him get on with it. But no, I would love to have a few more cats graded, but you know what? I'm fine if I don't. I really am, because I'm still chipping away at just acquiring them. And
but cat doesn't stop. You know what I mean? It's very different. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm over here having to keep up with the collection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a very different. From my perspective, very different over here than with a character that continues to pop up
ad nauseum.
Yeah.
But there are there is another parallel set that I'm going to go for. I'll keep that on the DL for now until
smart.
But I do. Smart. There is a. Like I said, I'll just buy it when it's already graded. But yeah. So I might do that. I don't know. But interesting on the PMG side of things.
Yes,
I think it's already starting to get a bit frisky with it. But I think that's more people optimistically pricing stuff. I'm not sure how much of that is actually, well, certainly on the non-graded side of things anyway. There's quite a few non-graded PMGs that are being floated out there at high prices. And interestingly speaking, the really top-end stuff isn't so far kind of moving from what I've seen. But some of the stuff that was kind of in that, I'm thinking Fleer Ultra Spider-Man, which is a pretty good example of character spread of not so popular characters, but then super popular characters, not a massive amount in between on that one. But yeah, there's definitely been a nudge up on that. I pulled a red Wolverine PMG from Fleer Ultra Spider-Man on EPAC last week. And you know what? Because I know the red is so utterly stunning in that set. I'm half a mind to actually keep it myself because it is
pretty, beautiful. Man. I like PMGs a lot.
It's just really amazing. But Kat has had PMGs in Fleer Ultra Spider-Man, but there's only one other set she's kind of been in on that front. And they weren't even called PMGs, but Marvel Gems had a similar thing going on. In that it looks similar in the colouring and the framing, but they weren't called PMGs. They were just one of the inserts, and I believe they were called, one moment, let me get it up on my screen. I will check the computer. Computer. What were these called? I'm scrolling down. I can't bloody find it now. Where is it?
Yeah, and just so people know, while Ian's looking for that, the whole PMG thing and all that stuff is like, the reason, when you're in the card game for long enough. Actually, there was a post today. I think you read about it, Ian.
Yeah.
Where there's been a lot of posts recently about people asking, okay, what's the rarest Marvel card? What's this? What should I be hunting and all this stuff? And people are trying to figure out the game. And, I think a couple of things about that is, unless you've been in the game for a while, what's already, what you could grab, what's nice to grab, what's, out there, more available to you. Sports people like PMG stuff. Everything's about refractors and chrome and all this other stuff on the sports side. So that's the only reason I'm doing this now, is to avoid any of that later on. And just because it seems to be like, our hobby is growing and bringing in quite a few collectors who have been in the world for a while on the sports side.
Oh, yeah. So on Marvel Gems, the reason I'm struggling to find it is because the base cards, it's actually the base card. So the base has got just the regular base is numbered to 225. And that's the one I don't have, actually. Then you've got the ruby, which is kind of the red. That's to 99. I've got that. The sapphire, numbered to 25. So that's kind of the blue. It's a very nice blue as well. Numbered to 25. And then the topaz, which actually looks gold when you look at it. Yeah, I don't know why they've got these crazy names. Because I'm looking at it and it's red, blue, and gold. Topaz, my arse.
Well, the names are for gems.
I suppose they are. Yes, you're correct, Norrin. But how silly of me for missing that. I didn't mean it like that. That conceit.
I'm so sorry.
No, you are correct. Topaz. It's like those paint color books you get, and they're all this like wisteria morning and heavy smoker's handkerchief yellow, and things like that. It's just
heavy smoker handkerchief yellow. I love that.
It's the most ridiculous names of colors. It's not ruby, sapphire, and topaz. It's red, blue, and gold. Get over yourself. Anyway, but I like what they're doing there. Anyway,
red glitter sprinkled in the yellow handkerchief smoker pack. That's great.
That'll do. That'll do us. So, but the weird thing with Marvel Gems, actually, this is a tangent, is that on the two most limited ones, the 25 and the 10, the card looks the same, but the image of the character is different, front and back.
Love that.
So it's really confusing. So for the longest time, I was looking at it thinking, well, where's the 99 of that image? And where's the 25 and the 10 of that image? And I was looking at it for the longest time. And I've got two of the plates as well. And they're of the more popular 225 and 99 character image. So it's most bizarre. It's really odd. But they would have needed a different printing plate for the 25 and the 10 versions.
Yeah.
So I've never seen it. I don't even know if it was in the product. Bizarre. Anyway.
I don't know either. I love the variant. I think honestly, when you get to the lower parallels and stuff like that, having them be different art, I think it's actually really cool, man, because it's not just like a foil change, it's an actual card change, which is it is confusing though. I do wish these checklists were a little more transparent. They have been recently because of EPAC. Like, what I mean? Because you have a place where you can go see them. But I do like the transparency more, because it is kind of a aggravating thing for collectors to figure out all the ins and outs.
Oh, it's just a waste of time. Which is why I think checklist cards would be nice to see a comeback, for example.
Checklist cards are the best.
Yeah.
But speaking about cards that are hard to find and difficult to locate because they're not listed, promo cards.
Nice segue.
Thank you.
Smoothly done.
Ooh, I have something to show you on the segue for promo cards.
Oh,
holy hell.
Yeah.
This is perfect timing. Okay, you ready?
Always. Yeah.
Okay. So, promo cards. So let's go and travel back to 1990. Okay. Marvel Universe.
And Black Box is playing on the radio. REM are just getting started. And it is 1990. I was 17 years old.
Oh shit, how old was I? Oh wow, I was 5. Yikes. Okay.
Let's move on.
There's that.
Yeah.
Going back to the 2000s. Can't do this anymore. Promo cards, right? So for promo cards, so 1990s happened, and before 1990, and this is something I want to talk about too a little bit as we go into promos, the cards that were coming out were from Comic Images, and those cards did not feature original art, not even the 1966. What they actually were stenciled, printed from existing images from Marvel, and then colored. And there would be a full sheet, all card size, beautifully covered. I've seen some of the production pieces from a friend collector, and they're actually just colored and they're beautiful. I mean, the colors are still vibrant on those pieces. And they're gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous pieces. But it wasn't until like we learned from Bob Budiansky that in 1990, they said, well, we should have original art and we should have art from people who are professional comic book artists. And ones that are working on the characters as of now. Yeah. And that's what they tried to do for the most part of the 1990s, which is probably why the 1990 set is becoming so popular and everyone's
the Marvel
hunting
Universe
forward. And
Series 1.
Yeah. And they're considering it to be, the rookie cards, which I agree with. I think that makes a lot of sense to look at those cards as special cards, because that's the first time we solidify everything that Marvel cards have become. Right. The power meters, the fun facts, the bios, the profile pictures, featuring art from comic book creators and, all that kind of good stuff. Anyway, well, what they had to do in the 90s to do this is they had a magazine. Ian, what's the name of the magazine that they did to feature these cards for the first time?
Previews.
Ooh, look at Ian with the save.
Well, I was gonna say Wizard, but I'm not. I think Wizard started.
I love Wizard.
When did Wizard
was
start?
Later.
Wizard started 92. I want to say 91,
95.
No. It started earlier than that.
Was that too late?
No, issue 13 of Wizard had a Marvel Masterpieces 92 promo in, so it must have started in 91.
I think you're right. So Previews was right before Wizards. We're going to run with that until
Previews was kind of like the phone book size thing that comic book retailers would look through to order the product coming out in 3 months' time, effectively speaking. So Norrin is now holding up for me a copy of Previews from...
This is August 1990.
Marvelous.
So there are no cards in the issue August 1990 of Previews.
Okay.
But we move in a month. August, September. Yep. Shh. Don't tell anybody. But sometimes I forget the months of the year. Here we go.
That's all right.
September 1990.
Nice. With a lovely J.R.R. Tolkien Hobbit on the front. Lovely.
Perfect holiday book.
All right. Do I need to be getting eBay open to snap it up before we release the episode?
Why do you think I did this?
Oh. All right, what's in there,
I ordered this 3 days ago because I didn't want to miss out.
What's in there?
And here we go. So we got these beautiful yellow pages.
Oh.
Gorgeousness. Oh, did I pass it?
You did.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Is that
still in there?
Oh.
1990 4-cut sheet featuring the diamond in the back.
Nice.
Showing that they are diamond exclusive promos
of Marvel Universe 1990.
Of Marvel 1990, Marvel Universe. And this is September 1990. And the cards that are featured in here are Magneto, X-Men, Amazing Fantasy, Spider-Man, Most Valuable Comic Book Insert, and the team picture for Fantastic Four.
And that's exactly the one I'm holding up with the diamond logo on the back.
So this is important. So the one that Ian is holding is actually something that did not come in the magazine.
It's not perforated.
It's not perforated. So there are two versions of this. Yep. And the reason there are actual two versions of this is because one was cut very differently than the other. So the one the magazines are kind of off-centered, off-cut. The ones that Ian have, which I don't know where those came from.
Well, I got these from you. You sold me this a few years back.
Yeah, I don't know where they come from originally. I don't know if it was a con thing, if they released them in the cases. I don't know. We'll find out.
We should have asked Uncle Bob. Let me have a look at...
should have asked Uncle Bob.
Let me look... if only we had a time machine. Or indeed the ability to ask him that via email. Let me go to Marvel Universe 1990 Series 1 on Jeff Allender's House of Checklists.
That's
see
how
if it gives me any indication. It just says previews. It doesn't give you any. Interesting. Right. So there's 4 card panels that were in previews. There's 5 different ones. And they were in September 1990, October 1990, November 1990, January 91. And then the last one doesn't say what issue it was in. So there's actually 4 issues of previews that have these in.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Yes, there is.
And then separate to that, there's promo cards, and it says there's 20 different Diamond logo. So it's got
So the tricky thing. So I have a buddy.
There's loads.
Who I can't say his name because
you don't know him.
Very quiet guy.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, but he told me that the ones that have the diamond in the back that are loose, like you have yours, those are just simply cut from those 4-up sheets. Apparently. I don't know if that's true because there are anyway. Yes. I don't know if that comes from those 4-up sheets or what, or if those were handed out. I'm not sure, but yes. So I have September, October, and of course the one that's important for my collection, November.
Yep. Nice. Very nice.
I thought this just came in, so this worked out beautifully for us.
These are awesome. I love them. I really do love them.
They're nice. They're really cool.
They're nice things. This is what I like about. So way back on issue 1, we should call our episodes issues. Way back on episode 1.
No,
I think we've missed a trick by now. But way back on episode 1, I said that I wanted to do an episode called In Defense of Promos. Why do promos need defending? I hear you cry. Why do promos need defending it? Well, I'll tell you, audience, it's like this, my little Oompa Loompa friends. It is because over the last 5 years, there's been a steady decline in the number of promos that are issued by the people who make the trading cards, which at the moment is Upper Deck. And I know that it's a specific department within the setup that they've got at Upper Deck, and I don't think we've spoken to anyone from that team yet who kind of make the decisions as to how are we going to promote the set, how are we going to release it, what we're going to do in terms of promotional materials for it. And I'm just curious to know why they chose to stop making promo cards for a lot of the sets that come out. Now, I guess I'm going to try and speculate on the reasons for that.
Oh boy.
I guess the first thing is, back in the 90s and even the noughties, card distribution worked in a very, very different way. EPAC now own their own distribution mechanism in EPAC. They can take the physical products, not have to pay for production of the boxes, not have to pay for production of the wrappers, and just put it for sale on EPAC on their online store, which I get. And, that's got to be quite a cost-effective way of doing things, I would imagine, in some ways. But back in the 90s, you didn't have that. I mean, you didn't even have the internet. We've spoken to people where they used to fax images of cards back to each other or mail them to each other to say what they had, and they'd circle them and then mail them back, kind of thing, because you couldn't take a photo and email it to someone. You couldn't take a photo and send it to anyone instantly unless you had a Polaroid. You'd have to go and get the film developed. You'd have to wait until he'd used up all the photos on that film, then go and get it developed. So, you forget how much of this modern digital age and these beautiful smartphones that we have shortcut the process. But back then, and even in the last, up until 2020, obviously, because then cons stopped, as did almost every mass gathering of human beings, apart from maybe Washington, D.C. on January the 6th, 2021. The cons, people would make different promos for different cons. So I remember with Inkworks, for example, Lost Season 1, there were probably about 15 different promos for Season 1 set. There were some that were available only in previews. There were some that were available only at a con, like Philadelphia con. There was some that were available only at San Diego, one that was only con, etc. And you had a similar thing from a lot of the Inkworks sets, and Rittenhouse did a similar thing. You know, you look at the card numbers and there'll be promo SDCC for a lot of the Rittenhouse Marvel sets. And even, you know, as recently as Masterpieces 2016, you know, I only had 2 promo cards. One of them went in non-sport update. I can't.
That's right.
Where the other one went off the top of my head, but there was one with Hulk, which was in NSU non-sport
And
update.
one with
And the other one was...
And then the other one was Spider-Man, right?
Man, yes. I'm trying to think where that went. I could quite happily look on the website that I'm looking at right now and find out. So I'll do that.
I was looking for you.
I'm right here. Dave.
Yes.
You have to look far. Where was that distributed? Why have I forgotten that from my brain? It was released at the Philly Non-Sports Card Show.
I thought so.
So, and even then, they were done. They were done back in 2014 because they said releasing November 2014 on them. So that's going back away. Since then, there have been very few Marvel sets that have had promos. There was one for Masterpieces 2020 that went in non-sport update, which was of the Dave Palumbo Wolverine image that was on the holofoil.
Oh, yeah.
That was actually quite nice to see that not on the holofoil. That image, and it was a thin card. It wasn't thick produced at all. It had a smooth picture of Dave on the back.
Oh, smooth,
and it was nice. So I bought 2 copies of that NSU, one to have the promo loose, and one to have a sealed copy of the magazine to go in with my Masterpieces 2020 set.
Right.
So I've got those and all is tickety-boo. But apart from that, not much else. And I guess I get with 2020 that you wouldn't, you know, be making them as such. But I guess I just feel it's a bit sad that they don't get made anymore. Because they're always a nice extra thing to chase. Mainly because, you know, they might have been released for all these conventions that I've just mentioned from those Rittenhouse and Inkworks sets. Doesn't mean to say I was able to go to any of those cons to get them.
Right.
And that is part of the joy of the hunt. You know,
this is true.
I love going on to, I don't love, you know, I'd much rather go to San Diego Comic-Con, but, you know, logging onto eBay in the days after San Diego Comic-Con to pick up any cards that Upper Deck made to be released specifically at San Diego Comic-Con, be they cards or prints or posters or gallery promo books. You know, I've got a number of those from the last few years. Is always a really nice treat and an extra little chase. You know, it's not much of a chase. You go on eBay, find a price you like, you click a button and it shows up at your house. But it's still, you know, it's still something else and you've got to go through a process to get it, you know. And so, you know, that's what I love about a lot of these 90s sets. And, you know, nostalgia's not what it used to be, but I do love looking for them. I do love owning them. You know, there's Marvel Masterpieces 94 had a number of uncut promo sheets that were available in different areas. And there's some of them had perforation down the side because they were in magazines, and some of them were produced without perforation. So, you know, there's another element of the chase there as well. It's like
I think they look great in a binder too,
and they look
amazing.
I mean, amazing. Oh, and I've got them.
I love those case toppers that would also be promos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or those like those 5x7s are a little bit larger. You know, they fit nice in a binder. They're a nice display. You know, I think that'd be kind of a cool thing for Upper Deck is to do like a promo 5x7 of the box art.
Yeah.
For an EPAC release only. You know what I mean? Yeah. Something like that would be really cool. And like first 100 people or first 1,000 people to buy a pack. Yeah, you know what I mean? Get like a PDF.
Don't make it too limited,
or something.
You know, just don't, because that kind of defeats the object of it, I guess. Well, no, but the thing is, promos, you know, these, I'm holding up now a 4-card promo from Masterpieces 94. You know, they weren't produced in limited quantities. There's a lot of them out there.
They're beautiful.
And they are absolutely stunning. Mm-hmm. I think, but having as an extra thing, you know, just doing some of these 4-up sheets or 9-up sheets again. Can you imagine with some of the cards that, wouldn't it be beautiful, for example, for a premium stock like a Fleer Ultra Spider-Man or a Masterpieces set to be able to get a 4-up or a 9-up promo sheet on that thickness of stock? Wouldn't that be an astonishing piece? And then on the back, not the card backs, because it's a proper kind of advert for it, if you like. That would be astonishing. I'm kind of thinking now, if for the 30th anniversary Masterpieces set that we are hoping might come out in 2022, those adverts, a great artist puts a soul into his work.
Yes.
It would be nice to get those as an oversized promo card just in and of itself.
Absolutely.
That kind of thing would be astonishing, harkening back to the 92 set. So I think promos are kind of like a bit of a lost, I wouldn't say lost art. There's clearly been a decision taken to not make them. But I think it's a real lost element of collectability there, and it doesn't have to be released as a promo. You can release some of these uncut 4-up, 9-up sheets or whatever they may be as some form of incentive, as you mentioned, or they can be a box topper or a case topper. Yep. There's so many different things you can do with it. Let me just
so many different options to have that. It's just a great way to
It is. Really is. And I think, non-sport update. I do like it as a magazine, and it's come on. It did have a bit of an update and a revamp when Beckett took it over. It was I'd stopped buying it at that point because I was. I kind of, I did step away from the hobby for a few years in the kind of, 2013, 2014, and kind of came back to it with Masterpieces in 2016, and so I stopped buying NSU for a while, but then coming back to it in the last year or so, very much enjoy it. And very much enjoy looking at it, and I know all newspapers and all print media has to struggle these days, given online is where it's at for a lot of people. But they're still doing it. Tough. They're still releasing the magazine, and I still think that what I actually think it's a real missed opportunity that there wasn't a Marvel Ages promo in an SU or a Marvel Anime promo card. I'd love a Marvel Anime promo card with that picture of Peach on the back.
Really cool.
Be cool. And I'm not saying that's the only avenue to release it, but I guess it all tie. I guess the whole thing about promo cards is they all tie into the distribution. Some went to comic shops, some went to hobby stores. So there were even UK only ones.
Yeah, I think also too, like we've seen Upper Deck do a few promo cards for cons. And then the pandemic hit. Like I felt like it was kind of slowly growing to being something pretty amazing, and coming back and kind of giving back that kind of that special preview, right, of everything that's going on. But it kind of slowly stopped a little bit.
Yeah. There was one.
Something to think about.
It is, and I just miss them. I think. Don't get me wrong. I'm still chasing them on all the older sets. There's still plenty out there to get. But there was one. For example, did you know, my learned friend, that there was a promo card from Premiere 2012?
Yes, I did.
Premiere set, because I have it right here. And it's kind of quite bizarre, but there you go. No, sorry, Premiere 2014. What am I talking about? Premiere 2014.
Wow!
And it's just it's an odd promo because it's kind of done. It's normal card size, but it looks like it's got that hinge down the middle. And yeah. It's
summer 2014.
It's interesting.
Something so great about a promo card.
It is. They're lovely. I don't believe I own any other promo cards. I don't think any of the other sets did them. But Marvel Beginnings would have been a beautiful set to have a promo from, for example. You could do. Good grief! You could do an astonishingly clever promo card for Black Diamond, for example. But where would you release it? How would it go? Would it be a mailing thing? Don't I always say, we always say this in marketing. A lot of people moved to email marketing and stopped doing direct mail marketing. which is why when I do get a piece of direct mail now, it's usually quite refreshing and it's quite a nice change, and it holds more attention because people tend to do it in a better way, because not everyone does it anymore. But I think it's having a mail-in promo card, which I think Rittenhouse still do. Is
maybe I feel like you're right on that.
No, they do. Rittenhouse still do mail-in promos.
They must.
Go to their website. You can do Star Trek. Because I'm thinking if they've still got the Star Trek license. So I think they've been doing the Discovery sets, and I think they've got a Picard set coming out soon.
I saw that. That's what I saw. I knew there was something I saw.
Right, let's have a slight segue then. Have you gotten any further with Picard? Because you were going to watch.
You know what? No, I lost interest.
Oh.
I know I'm a horrible person. I've lost interest a little bit on the Picard front because it just felt very actiony and not a lot of like, I don't know. I'm talking out of my, I've only seen two episodes.
Yeah, but you said that you stopped because you were going back and rewatching all of DS9 and rewatching.
I did see everything, so I saw Deep Space. Yeah, I saw everything. So, well,
wow, that's where you've been.
I've seen. No. So, I've seen all the original Star Trek, the first series with Kirk and Spock and all that good stuff, and then I did Next Generation, finished that. Oh, it's so good. I loved Next Generation, and then, I went to Deep Space Nine, and then I really fell in love with Deep Space Nine because I loved how we were on that station more, and storylines were bridging across series and seasons. I mean, which was really lovely. Yeah. And then when they kill off my favorite, the Trill. Oh my God, what's her name? It's been
Jadzia Dax.
Jadzia Dax. Oh, God, I love her. She was so much fun. And then she married Worf, which is cool. And that was really fun. And then they killed her off because they were the makers of that show. One particular maker of that show was brutal. It was horrible to her. Horrible to her. Oh, really? So she left, rightfully so.
The actress was Mary Farrell, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. And she was replaced by an actress called Nicole DeBoer.
Right. I watched a couple of those episodes. We looked good, but like, so much of the tone had changed from that series at that point. So I let that one go. And then I had started Discovery and I was like, And then I went into Picard and I was excited because I love me Picard.
Please tell me you got through season 1 of Discovery.
I got through season 1 of Discovery, but I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. I'll have to give it another shot, but I got a little far away from it. And I got into something else a little bit.
Did you get a little galaxy far away from it?
Far galaxy far. Yeah, that's right. That's probably around the time where I got sucked into Mando.
Say,
yeah. I got sucked into Mando. And then I started. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So I was watching that and I got sucked into Mando.
True Detective is awesome.
Season 3. Awesome. I finished season 3.
Season 3 is brilliant. A lot of people slate season 2. We loved season 2.
I haven't seen the Vince Vaughn one. That's the one I saw. Vince the first one. I have to watch the Colin Farrell Vince Vaughn.
It's got a deeply unsatisfactory end to it.
That's what everybody keeps telling me.
But it's astonishing. But it kind of doesn't. It plants lots of good seeds, but then it doesn't. They don't come to fruition. Whereas season 3 is deeply satisfying. Season 1 is deeply satisfying. Same. We've just started watching Fargo season 4 and 2 episodes in.
I have to do Fargo.
Amazing.
Yeah, I have to do Fargo.
So
is that the one Chris Rock is in?
Yes.
That season. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, of course.
Noah Hawley is just wow. Whoa, direct my wedding video, sir. It's brilliant.
I have to watch that. Damn.
But promos. I listen. I often. I'm sure that there's two schools of thoughts to this. I'm often going on about, okay, don't discard things that collectors know and find comforting. And you could look at that and say, well, okay, yes, but we're not just tailoring to the old collectors from the 90s. We're tailoring to all sorts of people. I was like, yes, but a lot of those people who are the ones who now have the disposable income that they're spending a lot of money on. So, the lack of binders, the cards that won't fit neatly into nine card pages, promos, things like that just round out the experience for an awful lot of collectors. Not all of them, not all of them by any stretch of the imagination. There's an awful lot of collectors who don't give a flying monkey's bottom about any of the stuff I've just said, and that's absolutely fine. But that's the beauty of it. There's a lot of collectors who go after these sets who are like, I don't want to collect the promos. That's fine.
I think you're right, though. I think you nailed it, though, right? I think there is an experience you have to acknowledge when making cards, right? And I think that there's something to be said about being aware of what are some of the motions that happen for collectors when we get into a set. You know what I mean? Because, and for me, looking at what the 90s was compared to what it is for, now, in 90s, I remember going to card shops and stuff like that and them having promos on the table. You know what I mean? When you go to check out and you can grab it, similar to like comic books have those like newspaper things or whatever. Yeah, like the preview sheets or whatever. So I remember that being where you could grab one or two or waiting for a product to open and you'd have that experience like, oh, here's what the cards are going to look like. And then you go grab a pack and you're like, oh, did I get the card on the promo sheet? Like I remember that being really fun and exciting. And now with the way box breaks happen so often now is that they happen on live streams when people are from like comic book stores or card shops, and they get all these promos and boxes and they're just flinging packs and boxes into recycling bins. Like, our buddy Allie, who, recycles all this stuff, good for her. Because a lot of these things don't get recycled, but it's just things that are just flying into a trash can, not boxes that we're flattening and putting in binders, not packs that we're putting away or keeping one sealed packed. You know what I mean? There's a lot of textual things that are being lost in that experience now, unfortunately. And I do think there should be a nice way to accommodate that textual experience, either in a digital way or, even a PDF you can print out. You know what I mean? I mean, that would be crazy just to see like a schematic of the box art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something just, and that doesn't cost, that's a design price. And then you say, hey, if you want to do the box art for your binder, click download. And then you have the box art on an 8x10 laid flat, you know what I mean? In a cool way with like some official logos and stuff like that.
We might not make the binders, but we'll give you the box.
Or binders,
but we might not make the binders, but we'll give you officially produced front, spine and back. You can download as a high-res PDF from our website.
Look, there are idiots on eBay that do those custom binders that are just copy and pasting those things on covers and spines and backs and typing up a little checklist. That's not anything that's difficult to do, but getting that officially from Upper Deck as in PDF that people can print off, I think is so much better than buying some third-rate thing off of eBay. You can kind of enjoy the binder experience without having a $20 shipping fee to ship you a binder, which is what it comes down to, right? Because binders are very differently shipped than how they ship the cards. Yeah. So they would have to change, how they ship and stuff like that. But that's what to do next, man. Yeah. That would be crazy awesome.
Yeah, I think if there's a barrier to binder production, then the quick way to get something like that into a collector's hands would be, for all those sets that you've released that haven't got binders, just get your graphics department, because they're making astonishing graphics that have already been, I imagine, gone through the approval process, all the elements in them, for the banners on their websites and then for the little squares they use on social media and all the different formats they go in. I know it's not going to be the same for everything, but I know my experience of that is that once the elements and the concept is approved, you can usually get a little bit of latitude to change the format that it sits in before sending it off to final approval.
I think it's worth the work. Honestly, I think it's worth the work. And I think anybody who has real merit to them, like most of the designers at Upper Deck that do this work, would love to have a shot at doing something creative as a binder. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure they're card people too. And, they have that affiliation to those packs and stuff like that. And I'm sure they would love to have a shot at that. I don't know. It's exciting, I know most of this episode sounds like, please bring it back and all this stuff, but I think it's kind of fun to think about it in that way. I think it adds a little bit of a personal thing to EPAC when people are already feeling pretty distrusting prices and shipping and all that other stuff. It makes it makes it less of a store and more of a place that you can kind of enjoy other things about it. You know what I mean? It's like like a website for a video game that comes out. You know what I mean? On those websites, they have wallpapers you can download. They have like internet games you can play before the game comes out.
Yeah.
There should be something like that for cards. I think it's important.
Yeah, I think so. That said, I love me a PMG.
Oh, they're pretty. I didn't realize, like it's been such a hassle to find them because I only have like the one blue and one red right now. And now another blue that,
That was the only set that Surfer had PMGs in, yeah. So we're one each. We're one each.
We're one each. No, you and I are the same. Yeah, we're lucky. We're super lucky.
Okay. Hopefully that'll stay that way for a little bit longer. I'm actually quite pleased that the Metal X-Men universe, it's such a long set title, I think I got that right, has got PMGs in because I know Black Cat won't be in there because it's an X-Men set. So that's
yeah.
Brilliant.
Done.
But I'm sure they're rubbing their hands with glee over the timing of that. Because the solicitation for that got dropped, 3 months ago? So we've always known PMGs were coming. But if you look at what the market's done, that product is going to be, I think.
And it's a good price point too, right? Yeah. We have a price point on X-Men Metal, don't we?
I've no idea. I'm not even sure when it's happening.
They did. Yeah, someone pre-ordered it and they were saying the price point. And I was pretty surprised that it's not very expensive.
I didn't even know pre-orders were, because I've seen people posting.
Let me double check.
Pre-order. Yeah. Who knows? Well, I'm sure.
Yeah, let me double check because maybe I'm making that up.
But it's the one thing that Travis forgot to talk about on.
That was fun. We had such a blast. Poor Travis.
You know what? Let's just blame Travis for everything from now on.
I love it.
I get the feeling that he probably gets quite a sweet deal, so I think we should make
his life a little harder.
I think so. Yeah, I don't. A bit of rough with the smooth. You can't just go swanning around making trading cards and thinking that you're it. I've got no idea what I'm talking about.
Well, Ed Webb is sold out on pre-orders. It said projected release date was January 15th, so that got pushed back.
Okay,
but. So he got pushed back. There are no PMGs. There are some Blast Furnace stuff, buybacks, comic cuts, Planet Metal Gold, Parallels original sketch cards, all that kind of good. Shadow Bot. Oh, no. There are PMGs. I was wrong. I remember you saying that. So there's a green PMG to 10. There's a red PMG, number from 11 to 100, which is strange. And then it says the pink parallel. Might be the first time we see a pink PMG. That's kind of cool.
The pink parallel, isn't that the name for the ultra right-wing fascist division of gay men who I've got no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway, I've no idea what's going on in my head today.
Oh, that was...
I think I need to stop talking and start thinking before I talk. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
that was.
I've gone pink. Funny. Speaking of pink parallels, I've gone pink. Can you see me? I'm blushing, dear.
I've gone pink. Are you blushing?
I've gone pink.
I was looking up the release date. That's so quite funny.
All right. I've gone pink.
No, I guess I was wrong. I could have sworn I saw it somewhere, but I guess I was wrong. Let me go to David Adams.
David Adams.
Yeah, Ed sold out of pre-orders, and let me check some other places. But we can ask Ed, what's going on?
We can ask. Promos. I'd love a good promo. I'm cherishing my Masterpieces 2020 promo. I'd like to think that because, and in fact, I'm pretty sure it happened when I was looking on the when someone announced it in the group, they sold out pretty quickly on the Beckett website. Now, I don't know if that's because they had already sold quite a few and it just so happened that was the last thing, but I have a feeling it probably sold out quicker because it had that promo in it. So surely it's a benefit to the people at Non-Sport Update and Beckett, who I know Upper Deck have a really good relationship with. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a few more.
I think it's the way to do it.
I'm not suggesting you do like 6 different promos for each set. couple would be nice to chase.
25 at most, I think.
25 at most. 25 at most. Yeah. No, either 9, 18, or 27, dear. Okay.
That's right, lovely.
Yeah. And that would
Binder
be
me
nice.
up.
Binder me up, baby. Binder me up. And that's about it. I've no idea who the artist intro will be for this episode because we've actually run out of fresh ones. I need to put a call out for more. So we will reuse one. A repurpose one, I should say, from a fan favorite. Who knows who that will be? Who knows who you heard at the top of this episode? But I am extremely tempted to say that it's going.
Oh boy, he's putting it out there.
That it's going to be Paul Hill. Paul Hill. Because Paul Hill is a fellow Englishman of mine. Actually. Yeah, and we like Paul's stuff. So his the links, I can't remember the links to any of his feeds or anything like that because, believe it or not, I don't commit that stuff to memory. Although there have been some scurrilous rumours abounding on the internet that I do that, and don't ignore anything that you read on the internet about me because chances are it's true. But I haven't memorized his social media feeds.
Especially the arrest warrants.
You can find his social media links in the show notes. And I will be tagging him on the social posts for this very episode.
Beautiful. I love it.
That's about it for this week, buddy. I don't think I've got anything else to tell you this week. I've got a load of stuff.
I think we covered quite a lot. PMGs and promos. I love it.
PMGs and promos.
There's a good ring to it.
It is crazy out there at the moment, folks, as we alluded to in our hype train episode. So I guess I'd say be aware, be careful, be nice to each other. It might be a bit weird to see this sudden spotlight on Marvel cards. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. And who knows where the chips will fall. But yeah.
And remember, you're always doing it right when you are enjoying collecting.
Bingo, baby. Thanks for listening to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast. Visuals and tasting notes for each episode can be found on our Facebook page. You can subscribe and leave us a voicemail via our home on anchor.fm/MCCP. We're also on iTunes, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms. Please take a second to subscribe, like, and review our show wherever you get your podcasts. Our podcast can be found by Googling at the MCC Pod, which will also find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Our Facebook community is at MCCW, Marvel Card Collectors Worldwide, and MMC, Marvel Masterpieces Collectors. The great music we use is called Rocket Power by Kevin MacLeod. Thanks to the collectors, artists, and creators who support the Marvel Cards Fan Collective. We'll see you next time, and remember, it's a small hobby but a fun one. Make mine Marvel and enjoy collecting. Bingo, baby. Bingo, baby.
Bingo, baby.
Can we have bingo baby as a sign off?
Binder me up and bingo by. Yeah, we can do that. Sure.
Bingo, baby.
Bingo, baby.
Bingo, baby. Sounds like an Australian mammal. A bingo baby.
Dingo baby.
Yeah.
Dingo ate your baby.
A dingo ate my baby.
I know that's bad.
Yeah, I know. It is bad. Was that Meryl Streep? It was, wasn't it?
It is bad.
Yeah.
No, that was
no,
Meryl
Streep,
right?
No, Meryl Streep played her in the movie. A dingo ate my baby. So A Dingo Ate My Baby is actual. It's based on a true story of a woman in Australia who she was charged for murder. So if I go to Google and type in a dingo, it immediately comes up a dingo ate my baby. So basically, there's a woman who was camping in Australia, and she was staying near Ayers Rock, which is now called Uluru. It's got its Aboriginal name back. Nice. And basically, the mother was put on trial because they reckoned she'd murdered the baby, but turns out a dingo took it. And Meryl Streep played the mother in the 1988 movie A Cry in the Dark, which also, I believe, had Dennis Quaid in, I want to say. But anyway,
love Dennis Quaid.
I think Seinfeld also did some riff on it, which is
Parody. Oh, okay, that's harsh then, man. What a horrible thing to joke about.
Yeah, but yeah, no, she went to prison for it and everything. It's a really, really
Wow.
famous Australian case.
That's horrible. What a horrible thing to happen to that poor woman.
I know. But you know what? I'm still
Jesus.
recording. So until next time, enjoy collecting, people.
Bye, everybody.